superheroes and supervillains? It's your friend Sean PVS 101. Welcome back to a brand new video on my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well recently, and today I saw a movie on Amazon Prime I haven't watched in years. And what movie we're going to do a movie review on my YouTube channel. That movie I'm going to review on my channel that I haven't seen in a very long time. That movie I'm going to review is The Pirates, Band of Misfits. Yes, people, today's brand new movie review I'm going to review is The Pirates, Band of Misfits. This movie was released in the year 2012, 12 years ago, and this movie is directed by Nick Park, the same director who directed Chicken Run and Wallace and Gromit, those amazing Aardman stop-motion classics. And so the plot for The Pirates Band of Misfits is about a main character named the Pirate Captain. Yes, people, that's his name. We focus on the main character named the Pirate Captain. He got his favorite. He got some men crews, and he got his sidekick character named Mr. Number 2, that's his name, and then his beloved pet dodo bird named Polly, a parrot. That's a dodo bird. But anyways, he got his pirate friends, his sidekick number 2, and his beautiful dodo bird Polly. And then the pirate captain wants to win the Pirate of the Year awards because he hasn't won any awards because he needs to get a lot of treasure and loot from other ships from the treasure. But then the pirate captain wants to get some treasure because he needs to win the Pirate of the Year awards to defeat his rival. During the pirate captain's treasure mission, the pirate captain met a scientist named Charles Darwin because the pirate captain wants Charles Darwin to give his treasure, but then Charles Darwin wanted to explain about he wants that dodo bird, Polly, for trying to win the scientist competition. But the pirate captain agrees he wants to win the Science of the Year awards with Darwin for the Polly Parrots. And then the crew goes to London because the pirates don't want to get caught in trouble by the main villain, Queen Victoria. But now it's up with the pirate captain wants to win the science awards, get all the treasure, and while he wants to win the Pirate of the Year awards, while trying to save Polly the parrot from the main villain, Queen Victoria. And that's the plot for this movie. It's been a long time. I have never seen this movie. It's been a long time. Haven't watched that movie in years. So yeah, anyways, so after I watched this movie last night on Amazon Prime, what do you think about this movie overall? Personally, I really love this movie. That's right, I love this movie because The Pirates Band of Misfits got to be the most underrated movie I've seen in the last decade because this got to be the most underrated stop motion movies I've seen. Because why I'm calling this movie underrated? Because the Pirates, but nobody talks about this movie because many people forgot about this film, but this movie is very underrated. I had a fun time with this movie because I seen this movie last night on Amazon Prime with my parents, my mom Gina and my dad Mark. We had a blast and a fun time with this movie because this is my third favorite Aardman animated movie I ever seen. Second is Wallace and Gromit, and number 1, Chicken Run. Because honestly, I love all Aardman animated movies. I love Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Rare Rabbit. I love Chicken Run, and I love this movie. This movie is so underrated. I love Pirates Band of Misfits. This has got to be the most underrated stop motion movies I've seen from Aardman Animation. I really love watching The Pirates Band of Misfits, how underrated this movie is. I really love the story, the characters, the humor, the action scenes, and even the stop motion animation was so amazing. I really love everything about the Pirate Band of Misfits, how fun and funny this movie is, because it never takes itself way too seriously. It has a lot of the Aardman animation charm to it, because it put me a smile in my face, how fun this movie is. So yeah, let's get into the story. So the story for this movie, I do really like the story for this movie, how very simplistic and original this film is, because we focus on the main hero, the pirate captain, because the pirate captain wants to win the Pirate of the Year, because he wants to win that trophy, because he never ever gets any treasure or loot, because he wants to win that trophy to beat his rivalries. So yeah, I really love the story, because I just really want to root for and sissified the main character, because I just feel bad for the main character throughout the movie, because he didn't get any treasure or loot, because he met this scientist named Charles Darwin, because this pirate captain wants to meet the professor character, wants to go to London and to go join the Scientist of the Year Wars to get some treasure. I really want to root for the main character, the pirate captain, because I feel like the pirate captain character has to be the most likable and very heartwarming character of the movie. I really love the pirate captain character, because the pirate captain character is so much fun and very charming, because I really want to root for this character, because he has a lot of charm and humor of this character, and it also has some good heartwarming moments during the early third act of the film. So yeah, I really love the pirate captain, and also I really love the story of the movie. It doesn't take itself seriously, but at least it's very simplistic and a lot of fun. So yeah, I really like the story for the Pirates Band of Misfits. It's not my favorite writing from Aardman Animation Studios compared to Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Red Rabbit, or Chicken Run, but at least the story for this movie is pretty good overall. As for my thoughts on the characters, I really like all the characters. All the characters were pretty likable, charming, and very heartwarming. So yeah, let's begin talking about the characters, shall we? Let's start with the main character, the pirate captain. Personally, I really like this character a lot. The pirate captain character is a very likable and very heartwarming character, because I really like the pirate captain. He is so much fun and very likable, because I was very rooting for him. I was very sensified for this character, because I was feeling bad for him throughout the movie, because he did not get a lot of gold and treasure throughout the movie. But I really want to root for this character, because you feel for his character where he's coming from, because he wants to win that trophy for the Pirate of the Year awards. Because so yeah, I really love the pirate captain character. He is very likable and a lot of fun to be with. Also, other characters like Number 2, yes, that's his name, Number 2. I really like his sidekick character, Number 2. Number 2 has to be the most sensified and most heartwarming character of the whole movie, because Number 2 is a supporting character and a very heartwarming character to the main character, because Number 2 wants to help cheer up the main character while the main character is feeling a little bit depressed. But I really like I love the side character, Number 2. Number 2 is a very likable and nice character to the main character. I really love all the other crew members on the pirate ship. They are all very likable and charming. They never take themselves too seriously. I think all the characters on the pirate cruise ship are very likable and very charming. And also, let's talk about the most adorable character of the whole movie that carries the movie. Polly the dodo bird. Oh my god. I freaking love Polly the dodo bird, because Polly has to be the most adorable character of the whole movie. She carried throughout the movie, because if I see that dodo bird, Polly, I rather want to hug her throughout the movie and just be her friend. Sorry, Mr. Captain Pirate, but I love Polly the Parrot. She is so adorable. She carried the movie. Other characters like Professor Charles Darwin. I really like Charles Darwin in this movie because Charles Darwin has to be the most famous scientist of all time in history, but Charles Darwin in this movie, I do like Charles Darwin in this movie because he wants to become the world's greatest scientist. He wants to explore other mammals and creatures throughout the planets, but I feel kind of bad for Charles Darwin who wants to impress the country of England to show this unknown creature called the dodo bird. So yeah, I really like Charles Darwin in this movie because he got some very funny humor in this movie. So yeah, really like Charles Darwin and also other characters like, let's talk about the main villain, Queen Victoria. Wow. She's got to be the most psychopath and craziest villains I've seen in an Aardman animated movie. Because Queen Victoria is a freaking psychopath villain in a non-Disney movie. In a good way. I really like Queen Victoria in this movie as a villain. Because if you thought Mrs. Tweety's a psychopath, which she is, she's still a crazy and psychopath villain in a good way. But Queen Victoria, ooh, she makes Mrs. Tweety from Chicken Run look like a sweetheart compared to Queen Victoria. Oh my god. When we see Queen Victoria in the beginning of the movie, when she have a fit rant about why she hate pirates, oh, she's gotta be more psychopath along with Mrs. Tweety. Like, oh my god. When I see her on screen, oh my god, I never want to be with this version of Queen Victoria. Oh, like especially in the climax when Queen Victoria takes off her dress and goes berserk at the main character, the pirate captain. Oh man, she's a psychopath. She's got to be the most psychopath and craziest villains I've seen in an Aardman animated movie. Because Queen Victoria is a freaking psychopath villain in a non-Disney movie. In a good way. I really like Queen Victoria in this movie as a villain. Because if you thought Mrs. Tweety's a psychopath, which she is, she's still a crazy and psychopath villain in a good way. But Queen Victoria, ooh, she makes Mrs. Tweety from Chicken Run look like a sweetheart compared to Queen Victoria. Oh my god. When we see Queen Victoria in the beginning of the movie, when she have a fit rant about why she hate pirates, oh, she's gotta be more psychopath along with Mrs. Tweety. Like, oh my god. When I see her on screen, oh my god, I never want to be with this version of Queen Victoria. Oh, like especially in the climax when Queen Victoria takes off her dress and goes berserk at the main character, the pirate captain. Oh man, she's a psychopath. Can you imagine if this movie was distributed by DreamWorks Animation instead of Columbia or Sony Animation? Oh, can you imagine if this movie was distributed by DreamWorks Animation? If Queen Victoria has to join one of the most iconic DreamWorks villains of all time, along with Death and Lord Shen. That would have been awesome to see the main villain, Queen Victoria, to join the iconic DreamWorks villains. That would have been amazing, in my opinion. Oh yeah, I freaking love Queen Victoria in this movie. She is amazing and badass movie villain for an Aardman animated film, along with Mrs. Tweety from Chicken Run. Because I really love Queen Victoria in this movie because I care for her motivations and her personality. where she's coming from, because why she hates pirates all the time, because pirates can be a bit ugly, smelly, and stinky, because I kind of see where she's coming from. So yeah, really like Queen Victoria as a villain. She's very psychopath and badass at the same time. Also, for my opinion on the humor in this movie was very clever and funny. I was very laughing and chuckling how very brilliant and clever for this humor. I really loved some of the running gags. Like, my favorite part of for the running gags has to be when the pirate captain's ship was trying to parking, but then suddenly when some of the crew member accidentally drop an anchor on a poor man riding a little boat. Every time if I see this gag, I feel bad for this poor old man trying to park safely, but doesn't get crushed by a giant anchor from the pirate captain's ship. I feel bad for him watching this movie. It's pretty funny, but I know a little feel bad for him, but I was very laughing and how funny and very clever the humor is. I will admit there is one humor of the whole movie I was not that funny, but during the bar scene when the pirate captain has to be with some of his British friends, but then one of the British characters says he is way better than that guy with that messed up cover up with that messed up face. But I'll admit it's pretty bit disrespectful because it's based off that most tragic character in British history, called the Elephant Man. But I'll admit that joke is kind of not funny. That was a bit disrespectful and dark, but that's my only one negative of the movie. It has to be that scene at the bar was a bit disrespectful, but that's my only negative. So yeah. Alright, let's get into the best part of the whole movie. Why this movie is so underrated. Very underrated. Alright, let's talk about the best part of this underrated gem of a stop motion movie. Let's talk about the stop motion animation. Come on. The animation for this movie was very unique and creative. I freaking love the stop motion animation in this movie. It's got to be very creative and unique and beautiful. I love the animation in this movie. I adore the stop motion animation because stop motion has to be the most underrated genre of the animation industry. I love the stop motion in this movie. It is very unique and creative. I love the character designs. I love the puppet effects on the characters. I love the backgrounds. The backgrounds are very awesome and unique. I love the island of the pirates go to. I love the ocean effects of the water. I love some of the areas and locations like London City in this like Victorian era was very gorgeous to look at. I love Charles Darwin's mansion, very creative, and I love Queen Victoria's palace from her castle and her giant cruise ship. I think the urban animators who worked on this movie did a phenomenal job. I love the stop motion animation of this movie. And also another best part of the animation has to be the action sequences. Oh my god, I love the action sequences in this movie. From the chase sequences to the fight scenes are awesome. I love all the action sequences. My favorite part of the whole movie has to be the climax of the third act when the pirate captain character trying to save Polly from the main villain Queen Victoria while she is holding two swords trying to kill him. I wish edge of my seat how intense this scene is, because I will not give away, but when you watch this movie on Amazon Prime, you will be jaw-dropping how intense this movie is. Overall, guys, I really love Pirates Band of Misfits. This has got to be the most underrated animated movies I've seen in stop motion. One of the most underrated films of 2012 and the most underrated movies from Aardman Animation. I really love The Pirates Band of Misfits. Gotta be the most underrated movies from the company of Aardman, and this is my third favorite movie from the Aardman Animation films. Second is Chicken Run, and number one, Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of Brer Rabbit, because I really love all Aardman animated projects because they're a lot of fun, creative, entertaining, and never take itself too seriously. I really love all Aardman animated projects. They're all awesome. As for this movie, The Pirates Band of Misfits, it's very underrated and fun to watch. I love this movie. It has very unique, charming, and creative writing. All the characters were very likable, charming, and very entertaining to watch. The humor is very well written and very hilarious. And even the animation and stop motion aspect was amazing and very creative. And even the action sequences are very intense worthy. So yeah, overall, I freaking love The Pirates Band of Misfits. It is a very underrated stop motion movie. If you're a biggest animation lover like me, if you love watching some Aardman animated films, this movie is for you. So yeah, overall, I freaking love this movie. It is very underrated. I give this movie a 9 out of 10. Really love The Pirates Band of Misfits. It is a very underrated movie. Well, that's it for my movie review of The Pirates Band of Misfits. I hope you liked this video. Give me a like and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what was your opinion on this movie. Did you love it or hate it? Comment down below. And who is your favorite character of The Pirates Band of Misfits? For me, it's the Pirate Captain and Polly. Share your favorite character of the movie. Comment down below. I'll see you in the next video and get totally